One planet, one chance. The story of pollution and hope. It all starts with something small. A plastic bottle left on the beach. A candy wrapper dropped on the street. A bag flying in the wind caught on a tree branch. We see these things every day. Sometimes we don't even notice them. But when small things are left behind again and again, they become something big, something dangerous. Something that hurts our planet, our animals, and even ourselves. This is the story of our world and how it is changing because of pollution. The story of trash, waste, and what happens when we forget how important it is to take care of our home. But it is also a story of hope, of people fighting back, of communities working together to fix what has been broken. For many years, people believed the planet was too big to be damaged. The oceans were endless, the forests were huge, and the sky was clean. But as the years passed, something started to change. In cities, the streets filled with garbage. Plastic bags floated in rivers. Old tires, bottles, and broken machines were left in fields and forests. On beaches, tourists walked past piles of trash. Food wrappers, bottles, straws, and shoes washed in by the tide. The oceans became one of the biggest victims. Fishermen from Indonesia, the Philippines, and Thailand started to notice something strange. Their nets were coming back full, but not full of fish. Full of plastic. Bottles, bags, pieces of fishing nets, broken toys, toothbrushes, and sometimes even whole chairs floated in the water. A fisherman named Agus from Indonesia told his story. When I was young, he said, the sea was full of fish. We could go out for a few hours and come back with enough fish to feed the family. Now we spend hours just pulling trash from the nets. The fish are disappearing. The plastic is everywhere. On the other side of the world in the Caribbean, Maria, who runs a small guest house by the sea, noticed something similar. Tourists come for the beautiful beaches, she said, but sometimes the beach is covered in plastic, bags, bottles, shoes. Every day we clean it, but the next day more comes. It's like the ocean is sending back what we throw away. But it's not just the oceans. In cities around the world, from New York to Nairobi, from London to Lagos, garbage piles up. Landfills grow bigger and bigger, filling the air with bad smells and releasing harmful gases into the sky. One of the worst types of waste is plastic. Plastic is cheap, light, and strong. It's in almost everything: bags, bottles, packaging, clothes, toys, electronics. But plastic doesn't go away. A plastic bottle can take 500 years to break down. A plastic bag, around 20 years. A fishing line, up to 600 years. While it slowly breaks down, it becomes something even more dangerous: microplastics. These are tiny pieces of plastic, smaller than a grain of sand. They float in the air, in rivers, in the sea, and even in our drinking water. Scientists have found microplastics in the deepest parts of the ocean and high in the mountains. They have even found them in the bodies of fish, birds, and humans. Animals suffer greatly from this pollution. Sea turtles mistake plastic bags for jellyfish and eat them, causing their stomachs to fill with plastic until they can't eat anymore. Whales have been found dead with hundreds of kilograms of plastic inside their stomachs. Birds collect colorful plastic pieces, thinking they are food, and feed them to their chicks, who then die from hunger with stomachs full of plastic. In Kenya, a boy named Samuel grew up near a landfill. Every day he saw mountains of trash outside his school. When it rained, he said, the water became black. The smell was terrible. Some days we couldn't even play outside. His family had to boil water from the river because it was no longer safe to drink. But the problem isn't just far away. Pollution affects everyone, everywhere. In big cities, air pollution from burning trash or cars make people sick. Children grow up with asthma. In rural areas, rivers are poisoned by chemicals from factories, killing fish and making water unsafe to drink. In forests, animals eat plastic or get trapped in it. Yet, even in the middle of this crisis, something beautiful is happening. People are fighting back. Communities, villages, cities, and even entire countries are starting to say, enough. In Rwanda, the government banned plastic bags in 2008. Today, it's one of the cleanest countries in Africa. Every last Saturday of the month, the whole country participates in Umuganda, a day where everyone works together to clean streets, plant trees, and fix public spaces. A shop owner named Amina said, "It's not just cleaning, it's showing that we care for each other and for our country." In India, a man named Afroz Shah started cleaning the Versova beach in Mumbai by himself. The beach was once covered with so much plastic that the sand was no longer visible. Slowly, more people joined him. Together, they removed over 5 million kilograms of trash. Now, the beach is clean, and even sea turtles have returned to lay their eggs there. In the Philippines, a group of women started a project called the Plastic Bank. They collect plastic from rivers and streets and exchange it for food, school fees, or health services. The plastic is then recycled and turned into new products. "It's not just about cleaning," said one of the women. "It's about giving people hope." In Europe, young people are leading change. Greta Thunberg, a girl from Sweden, started by protesting outside her country's parliament, asking leaders to take action for the planet. Her simple message, "Our house is on fire," spread across the world. Millions of young people joined her, demanding that adults take responsibility for protecting the earth. In Colombia, a town called Huron replaced single-use plastic with natural materials. Market stalls now use banana leaves instead of plastic bags. A vendor named Luis said, "It was strange at first, but now it feels normal. The leaves are free, natural, and they don't hurt the earth." Technology is also offering solutions. In the Netherlands, engineers built a giant floating barrier that collects plastic from rivers before it reaches the ocean. In Singapore, waste-to-energy plants burn trash to create electricity while filtering out harmful gases. People are learning to use less. Shops offer reusable bags. Cafes give discounts to customers who bring their own cups. More and more people buy secondhand clothes, repair old electronics, and share items instead of throwing them away. Schools teach children how to recycle, how to compost food waste, and how to care for nature. In Costa Rica, a teacher named Sophia started a project where students collect plastic waste and turn it into art. The kids learn that trash isn't just something dirty, she says. It's something that can be transformed. Even in places hit hard by pollution, nature shows its strength. In the Maldives, volunteers cleaned a coral reef covered in fishing nets. Months later, colorful fish and corals returned. In Australia, after fires and pollution damaged the Great Barrier Reef, scientists planted baby corals to help it recover. Slowly, life began to return. But there is still much to do. Every day, millions of tons of trash are created. Factories produce new plastic. People throw away things they don't need. Many countries still send trash to the ocean or burn it, releasing harmful gases into the air. The truth is simple. Our planet is in danger, but it is not too late. It starts with small actions. Picking up a piece of trash, saying no to a plastic straw, choosing reusable bags, teaching children to love nature, supporting companies that care for the environment, asking leaders to make better laws. The future depends on what we do now. If we change, if we work together, the earth can heal. The rivers can run clean again. The forests can grow. The oceans can be full of life, not plastic. Imagine a world where beaches are clean, where turtles swim safely, where children drink clean water and breathe fresh air. A world where waste is not a problem, but a resource, turned into new things instead of polluting the planet. It is possible. It is happening in some places, and it can happen everywhere, because we only have one planet, one home, one chance. The choice is ours. As Liam continued to learn more about pollution and its effects, he started to see how connected everything on the planet was. What happens in one place affects another, even if it is thousands of kilometers away. A plastic bottle thrown on the street in Europe can be carried by the wind or rivers into the ocean, where it might harm a sea turtle near Africa or end up on the beach in South America. One of the biggest problems is that many people don't really see where their trash goes after they throw it away. Out of sight, out of mind. But the truth is, there is no away. Every piece of plastic ever made still exists somewhere. In a landfill, in the ocean, in rivers, in the air, or in the stomach of an animal. Liam visited a massive landfill outside of a large city. From far away, it looked like a hill, but as he got closer, he realized it was a mountain of garbage. Trucks drove in and out, dumping more and more waste. Seagulls circled above, looking for food. The smell was heavy, and the air felt thick and dirty. He met Rosa, a woman who worked there. She was a recycler, one of thousands of people who searched through the trash for plastic, metal, glass, anything that could be sold. "This is how I feed my family," Rosa said. "We don't have much, but we try to make something good out of something bad." Rosa showed Liam how she collected plastic bottles, cleaned them, and sold them to recycling companies. But she also explained how dangerous it was. Fires sometimes started in the piles of trash. Toxic gases were released from rotting waste and chemicals. Many children grew up nearby, breathing this air every day. In another part of the world, Liam visited an island made almost entirely of trash. It wasn't a natural island, but one that formed in the ocean from millions of pieces of floating plastic. Scientists call it the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. It is 3 times the size of France, made up of bottles, bags, fishing nets, and microplastics floating just under the surface. Liam met a team of researchers who were studying the effects. They showed him fish that had tiny plastic pieces in their stomachs. Even the plankton, the smallest creatures in the ocean, which are food for many fish, were full of microplastics. This means that plastic is already in the food chain, moving from fish to bigger animals, and even to humans. But Liam also saw incredible examples of people fighting back against this disaster. In Bali, Indonesia, 2 sisters, Melati and Isabel, started a campaign when they were just teenagers. They asked their local government to ban plastic bags. It took years of work, speeches, and protests. But in 2019, Bali officially banned single-use plastic bags. Their movement inspired young people across Indonesia and the world. In Cameroon, in Africa, a man named Ismail started collecting plastic bottles from the streets and turning them into small boats and furniture. His work not only cleaned the streets, but also provided jobs to many people in his community. "Trash is not just trash," he said. "It's a chance to build something better." Liam also visited Japan, a country known for its careful waste management. In a small town called Kamikatsu, people sort their trash into 45 different categories. Everyone in the town learns from a young age how to separate paper, plastic, glass, metal, and organic waste. The goal is simple: zero waste. Almost nothing goes to landfills. Instead, it is reused, recycled, or composted. A woman named Yuki explained, "At first it was hard, but now it's part of life. We don't think of trash as waste anymore. Everything has value." In Germany, Liam learned about Pfand, a deposit system where people pay extra when buying drinks in plastic or glass bottles. When they return the empty bottles, they get their money back. This simple system has helped Germany recycle over 98% of its bottles. Liam also saw how some communities are working to turn trash into energy. In Sweden, most household waste is burned in special plants that create electricity and heat for homes. The process is clean, with filters that remove harmful gases. In fact, Sweden imports trash from other countries because it has run out of its own waste to burn. But not all solutions are high-tech. In Ghana, a community came together to clean a polluted beach. Every Sunday, volunteers met to collect plastic and trash. The children turned some of the plastic into art: fish made from bottle caps, whales from old tires, and sea turtles from broken buckets. These artworks were displayed in the village, reminding everyone of the importance of keeping the ocean clean. In Brazil, Liam visited a project in the Amazon rainforest where local people use waste plastic to build houses. They fill empty plastic bottles with sand and stack them like bricks. The houses are strong, waterproof, and help solve two problems: the need for cheap building materials and the problem of plastic waste. Liam realized that the fight against pollution is not just about cleaning up. It's also about changing how we think. For many years, people believed that throwing something away meant it disappeared. But now more and more people understand that waste doesn't go away. It goes somewhere. And often that somewhere is back to us, in the air we breathe, the water we drink, and the food we eat. One day, while visiting a small island community in the Pacific, Liam met a woman named Moana. Her village was famous for its clean beaches and crystal clear water. But a few years ago, everything changed. Trash from faraway countries started washing up on their shores. Plastic bottles with labels in languages the villagers didn't even understand. Fishing nets, shoes, broken toys, and more. Moana said, "At first we were angry. This wasn't our trash. But then we understood. If we wait for someone else to fix it, it will never happen. So we started cleaning, every day. We teach our children, we talk to tourists, we plant trees. This is our home. If we don't care for it, who will?" Her words stayed in Liam's heart. He understood that the fight against pollution is a global fight, but also a personal one. It starts with simple questions. Do I really need this plastic bag? Can I use a reusable bottle instead of buying a new one every day? Can I fix something instead of throwing it away? Can I choose products that are made in a way that doesn't harm the planet? Liam thought about how beautiful the world is. The deep forests full of life, the oceans with their endless mysteries, the mountains, deserts, rivers, and skies. He knew that this beauty is a gift, but also a responsibility. The journey to save the planet is not easy, but everywhere he went, Liam saw something powerful: hope. People, young and old, rich and poor, in cities and villages, were standing up, working together, and saying, "We can change. We must change." Because the future is not written yet. It depends on what we do today. We have one planet, one home, one chance, and the time to act is now. As Liam continued his journey, he realized that pollution is not only about trash on the ground, in the ocean, or in the air. It is also about how pollution changes the climate, the weather, and the balance of nature. When we burn trash, especially plastic, it releases harmful gases into the air. These gases like carbon dioxide and methane rise into the atmosphere and trap heat from the sun. This is one of the reasons why the Earth is getting warmer. Liam visited a small village in Bangladesh where the people lived next to a river. The village had always been safe, but now the river was rising. Each year, the floods came higher and stronger. Houses were damaged and farmers lost their crops. A man named Rahim told Liam, "We didn't cause this, but we suffer from it. The plastic in the rivers, the smoke in the sky, it all comes back to us." In the Arctic, the ice is melting faster than ever. Polar bears struggle to find food because the ice, where they hunt for seals, disappears earlier each year. Scientists there showed Liam how microplastics were even found inside the ice itself, carried by wind and ocean currents from faraway places. In Africa, Liam visited a community in Kenya where long droughts made life difficult. The rivers were dry. Crops didn't grow. Mothers walked for hours to find clean water for their families. A local teacher, Miriam, said, "We see the change. The rains come too late or too early. The weather is confused. Part of this change is made worse by pollution from burning waste, cutting down trees, and filling the oceans with plastic. But pollution does not only hurt the environment, it also hurts people directly. In many poor neighborhoods around the world, burning trash is a common way to get rid of waste. But the smoke from burning plastic contains dangerous chemicals that can cause lung diseases, heart problems, and even cancer." Liam visited a hospital in Manila, Philippines, where doctors explained that many children come in with breathing problems. Their homes are next to landfills or polluted rivers. "These are not just environmental problems," the doctor said. "These are human problems." But there is also good news. Around the world, doctors, teachers, engineers, and everyday people are working together to create solutions. In the Netherlands, engineers are developing roads made from recycled plastic. These roads are strong, last longer, and use less energy to build. In India, some highways are made by mixing plastic waste with asphalt, making them more durable and helping to solve the plastic problem. In Chile, a company started making bricks out of recycled plastic. These bricks are cheaper, lighter, and stronger than regular ones. They are being used to build houses for poor families, giving both shelter and a cleaner planet. In Nigeria, a woman named Bilakis started a company called Wecyclers. She offers people a way to trade their plastic, cans, and paper for money or food. People use bicycles with carts to collect waste from homes and bring it to recycling centers. This not only keeps neighborhoods clean, but also creates jobs and supports families. Liam also visited schools where children were learning about the environment from a young age. In Costa Rica, students had a special garden at their school. There was no waste. Food scraps went to compost, plastic was reused, and paper was recycled. The children proudly showed Liam how they made toys and art from bottle caps and old cans. In South Korea, Liam saw how food waste is managed with high-tech machines. People separate food scraps into special bins, which are then turned into compost for farms or used to create energy. Almost no food goes to waste. As Liam traveled, he began to notice how some simple ideas made a huge difference. For example, some cities banned plastic straws, forks, and bags. Others built water refill stations everywhere so people didn't need to buy plastic bottles. Some encouraged zero-waste stores where customers bring their own containers to buy rice, pasta, soap, and oil. In Australia, surfers and divers created a group called Sea Shepherds, who regularly dive to remove ghost nets, fishing nets lost in the ocean that continue to trap fish, turtles, and dolphins. Liam joined them for one day. As they pulled a huge net from the sea, He saw trapped crabs and fish still struggling inside. Freeing them felt like giving life back to the ocean. But some of the most inspiring moments came from small communities with very few resources. In Ethiopia, a village built a recycling center entirely from waste. They made benches from old tires, roofs from plastic bottles, and fences from broken metal. Children there grew up seeing that trash isn't just something to throw away, it's something you can transform. Liam also visited a community in Peru, high in the Andes Mountains. The people there created a tradition called Aini, which means helping each other. During special days, the whole village comes together to clean rivers, plant trees, and repair roads. An elder explained, "When we help nature, nature helps us. It has always been this way." And in Hawaii, Liam met a group of fishermen who decided to take care of their ocean. They made rules for themselves. No fishing near coral reefs, no dumping waste, and helping to clean beaches every weekend. In just a few years, the fish returned, the coral grew stronger, and the ocean looked healthier than anyone remembered. Everywhere Liam went, he saw the same thing. The problem of pollution is huge, bigger than any one person, city, or country. But so is the solution. It starts small, with one person deciding to use less plastic, to clean a river, to teach a child. And when one person starts, others follow. Soon a whole community changes, then a city, then a country. As Liam sat by the ocean, watching the sun set and listening to the waves, he thought about everything he had seen. He understood that we cannot wait for someone else to fix the problem. We must all be part of the solution. Our planet is beautiful. Our rivers, mountains, oceans, forests, and skies are treasures. But they are not unlimited. We must protect them. And the best part is, it's not too late. We can still change. We can still save our planet. The future is in our hands. We only have one planet, one home, one chance. And together we can make it better. As Liam stood on a quiet beach, watching the waves gently touch the shore, he thought about everything he had seen, every person he had met, and every lesson he had learned. The soft sound of the ocean, the smell of salt in the air, and the golden light of the setting sun made the moment feel peaceful but powerful. He realized something simple but important. Our planet is not just a place where we live. It is our home. It gives us everything: air to breathe, water to drink, food to eat, and beauty to enjoy. But like any home, it needs care. All around the world, from busy cities to small villages, from mountain peaks to deep oceans, people are standing up. They are choosing to change. They are refusing single-use plastic, cleaning rivers, planting trees, recycling waste, and teaching others how to live better with nature. No one is too small to make a difference. A child picking up trash from a playground, a family choosing reusable bags at the market, a town deciding to clean its beaches, a school turning waste into art, a business finding new ways to work without harming nature. Every action matters. The problems may seem big, but the power to fix them is bigger. It lives in all of us, in our choices, our voices, and our actions. Imagine a future where the oceans are blue and clean, where forests are green and full of life, where animals are safe, and where children play without fear of pollution. A future where waste is not something ugly, but something that is reused, transformed, and never harms the earth again. This future is possible. It is not just a dream. It is a path we can choose step by step, day by day, together. Liam smiled as he looked at the horizon. His journey had taught him that hope is real, that change is possible, that when people care, when they work together, the world becomes a better place. And now it's your turn. Your voice matters. Your choices matter. Because we only have one planet, one home, one chance. And the time to act is now.